Hey, y'all can turn it to that channel. Hey, turn y'all volumes down, please. Shalom, shalom. And foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Shema Yasharala Yahweh, Allahayanawa Yahweh Achad. Hear, Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Shabbat services. Um, read the link, man, and what we're doing today. All right. We're going over a couple things regarding the water of separation in the law, how to deal with being touched by a dead body, how many days are you unclean. Um, this can also be taken into a lot of cases, different cases, especially dealing with a woman's period. We're not going over woman's period in this one. We will soon. Nope, that was in Leviticus. If somebody wanted a full breakdown on that, just ask, Other than that, I already got videos on it. And what I mean by full breakdown is going into depth. I was just covering the basis of it, just giving you an all-around understanding why women are unclean for a certain period, a certain amount of period. And this right here, the purification, will let you know why. You know what I'm saying? If the spirit touches you, the spirit touches you. He that have an ear, let him hear. Um, let me see. All right. Let me see. What else? Hope brothers up there enjoying the summit down there in Raleigh, North Carolina. Almost went. Um, I pray the brothers are having a good time and in the spirit of brotherhood, all the brothers together, in unity. Um, pray everybody's having a good time. Things is coming to a short halt. Famine is getting serious. A lot of places are a lot of plants where food is distributed and packed in bulk or burning up. All right, the MOT to the B is real close. The mark of the beast, real close, real close. The end is real close. That's why we always say in these last days, because you can be gone tomorrow. All right, and you never know. So everybody's being tested. If you're going through something, man, and it's real hard, you being tested. The Most High want to see how you are. You want to see how you know what I'm saying, how you handle your test. You're being tested. So Lord willing, I pray to Yahweh Bashem, Mashiach Yahweh Shai, that everybody reigns victoriously in their test and you pass. You know what I mean? Everybody's working for that. Everybody's working for the kingdom. Everybody's working to be at that 144. All right, out of the men. All the women and children, everybody's working to be of the 1/3, the great multitude. You know, I would love to be just that little crumb in the corner of the kingdom. All right, love to be. Give my right foot. Right. Remember, watch what you ask for, but I give my right foot to be in the kingdom. I know it'll be a hard thing to digest in these last days, man, but Lord willing, I ain't got to do that. But we working. All right. We staying diligent as possible in our diligency. We staying patient. And let me get a precept real quick. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2. I'm going to start at 9. And it reads, Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generation of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. Woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. The sinner that goes two ways. They righteous and unrighteous. Righteous and unrighteous. They two ways. They're going back and forth. They're going to keeping the law, breaking the law, keeping the law, breaking the law. That's two ways. Verse 12. Woe be to the fearful hearts. They just fear. Right? And faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. Woe unto him that is faint hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? I know somebody who's faint hearted, and they don't care no more. They're tired. Why? Excuses. They never got into this to get to the end in the first place. They never looked at the end. They never looked at, all right, cool. This is the goal. This is where I got to get, and what I got to do to get there. Why did you get into this in the first place? The reason I would say the reason that person got into this in the first place wasn't to get to the end. They had a Christian mindset, and it wasn't the kingdom. When you're an Israelite, man, the kingdom is the goal. Get into the kingdom is the goal. It's the goal. Get into the kingdom is the goal. And the person that lost patience in this, their mindset wasn't on getting to the kingdom. In this marathon, this is not a race, it's a marathon. Your goal has got to be the finish line. To get past the finish line and keep going. The Most High want to see if you can get there. Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 14 said, Woe unto you that have lost patience. And what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? And you can tell when people have lost patience, where they snap on you. They snap, just wow, just all just like, damn, why they snapping all the time? You know what I'm saying? They losing patience with people. So you got to be patient with them. You got to be patient with them to help them because they lost patience. Can't be so snap. You can't. You got to sit down with them and ask them what's causing them to snap on you like that. Maybe you just hard-headed as hell, and they're getting tired of what you're doing, and it's hard for them to be patient with you. What are you doing to help them? Talk to each other. See what you can do for each other. All right? Try to help them get to the end. That's when when you see people running a marathon, and the people that are running the marathon with them, they don't really care about getting to the finish line. They done ran all that way. They running, so they see that brother that brother sister right here falling down. They'll get them, put their arm over their shoulders, and help them get to the finish line. Because if you ever watched a marathon, people get dog tired. They get dog tired and they fall over. They stumbling. A lot of people finish the race like, don't say they just going. They finishing that race, man. They don't care about nobody on the side. And that's what the Most High is looking at. The Most High is looking at not how is not if you finish, is how you finish. How do you finish this race, this marathon? This truth is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's how you get to the end. Not if you can last to the end. It's how you get to the end by enduring in your burdens, taking your burdens and following after Christ. Women picking up your burdens and following after your husband. You widows picking up your burdens and following after Yahweh while Yahweh shy. Ultimately Christ, period. It's about getting to the end, doing things righteously. Children, follow your parents in all things. Women, the same thing. Follow your husbands in all things. No woman should be single, man. I'm just saying. What do you think? It should be no single women out there right now. That'd be just the most craziest thing to me. Y'all better get y'all a husband. These last days coming quick. Food shortages all around the place. You better be ordering. You better be trying to get dry foods and everything in big buckets in your garage, in your house, and getting water jugs, filling them up. Buy you some of those military dry foods. Let me see. MREs? Yeah, what is it called? MREs? Yeah. MRE. You got the gourmet. You got the Ready Wise energy supply source right here at the bottom. You see that? Right there. Ready Wise food supply. Ready Wise emergency food supply. You can order from this magazine right here. Right there, that magazine right there. Start getting ready, man. Learning how to be crafty out in the wilderness, because everybody gonna end up in the wilderness. You don't want to get caught in these cities. You see that Bushcraft Illustrated? That book to show you how to be handy in the wilderness and build things. You know what I mean? This book, like, look at that book, man. There's a lot of things in that book. You got to take this seriously. If you care about your family, and you can't be trying to save everybody in these last days. You can't. Let me get something else. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 12. Let me see. It's Matthew chapter 12, verse 46. While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. Because he was talking to the people and disciples and all the people and everything else. And his mom and his brother and them came to see him. They wanted to talk to him real quick, right? Verse 47, then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, he stretched his hand towards his disciples, not his mother and his brother and them, towards his disciples and them. Behold, my mother and my brother. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. That's who's his brother. That is who's his mother and him. That's his family right there who do the will of the Most High. I gotta get another precept. This is Luke chapter 12 and verse 51. Suppose ye that I come to give peace on earth. I tell you, nay, but rather division. For from henceforth there shall be five in one house divided against Salah. For from henceforth shall be five in one house divided, three against two, and two against three. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother, the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And he said also to the people, when ye see a cloud rise out of the west, straightway ye say, there cometh a shower, and so it is. And when ye see the south wind blow, ye say, there will be heat, and it cometh to pass. Ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky and of the earth, but how is it that ye do not discern this time? This is the last day's time. People are going to be scared as hell. How can you not discern this time? So basically, get your ish together. Get on one accord. That's the thing. I showed you the precept about who's your mother and your brother in them. And I'm showing you the precept about the father and the mother. It's going to be five people to one house, three against two, two against three. How are they going to be against each other? Because everybody going to have different principles. You got to get on the same page. Got to be on one accord, get on the same page. If you're not on the same page, there's going to be fights in the house. Simple as that. Whatever you and your brother and them got with each other, y'all keep it that way. Nobody comes in between. If nobody's helping with everything, getting stuff together, they just don't get none. Yes, you can help people. Probably not. It depends. But if y'all decide not to help nobody, everybody in there got to just be on one accord, be like, cool, and nothing we can do. Can't help everybody. They should have been listening to you when we was out there teaching. They should have been listening. That's on them. Let me get that. All right, it's the book of Proverbs, chapter 1. I'm going to start at 20. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of the concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. How is he going to make his words known unto you? Because I have called, and ye refuse. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. How did the Most High stretch out his hand? By us. Us on these corners, highways, and byways. By the hand of man. Okay? Get that. Okay, let me finish this. Proverbs 1 and verse 23. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you, because I have called and ye refuse. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsels, and would none of my reproof. I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would none of my counsels, they despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. So everybody does that. Everybody does that. When fear come upon them, they call on the Most High. God help me, please, God help me. It's like a natural thing. And they don't even believe in God, but they crying on God to help them. It's crazy. They don't believe on the Most High, but they call on him. So let's get on with this Sabbath lesson. I just wanted to go through that, letting y'all know that these times are short. Get ish together. Talk to your fellow Israelite brother. You camp your government, the Masharah Yasharala. I'm Officer Marakai, as it says on the screen right there. You can get a hold of me. You know what I'm saying, on my Facebook. It's how you can reach me. And if it's what is that? Man, I keep on WhatsApp. You can get at me at WhatsApp and everything. My name is the same. Okay. but get at me, give me a call, a ring, an inbox. Get at me, man, and we could talk about things that way. You up on everything, and I'm sure you are walking in the right path with Most High. Sing you some literature. You know what I'm saying? Some the Kadashim. Sing you some things. The 613 laws. I can sing you these things where you can make them, where you can read the laws and read them every day. These things help. The Most High want to see you work. He wants to see you work. He wants to see you do things. And that's what we try to do. We strive to the end. You know what I'm saying? We in this world and we're trying to get to the kingdom and everything else. And you got all the stuff going on out here. Okay. All right. So we're going to get started with the lesson. We're going to start in the book of Numbers, chapter 19 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, This is the ordinance of the law. All right. Which the Lord hath commanded, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel that they bring thee a red heifer without spot, wherein no blemish, and upon which never came yoke. It didn't have a baby yet. Okay. Let me see something. We're just gonna share with y'all. Share with y'all. Boom. Share my screen with y'all. But yeah. What the hell? You want no red ramen? This is just for educational purposes. Red heifer, a female bovine, right, which has never been pregnant or milked or yoked, as also known as a red cow, was a cow brought to the priest as a sacrifice according to the Torah, and its ashes were used for the ritual purification of Tumat Hamat. No, no, they just copied our sacrifices to the Most High. No, this was never, right? The impurity of the dead, that is, an Israelite who had come into contact with a corpse. Okay? And Wikipedia is good for a lot of information y'all can look up. You know what I'm saying? None of these stuff I would recommend right here. So, all right. So, and ye shall give her unto Eleazar the priest, that he may bring her forth without the camp, and one shall slay her before his face. So Eleazar is going to go out to the camp, right? And then another person going to go with him to slay her. He's going to look at this. Now imagine Aaron is going to be looking at this cow get slaughtered, the way it gets slaughtered. And that's guess what else? Watch. And Eleazar the priest shall take of her blood with his finger and sprinkle of her blood directly before the tabernacle of the congregation 7 times. All right. Let's look at these things. Yes, they out here trying to. This is all the whole tabernacle right here. Okay. Most High gonna kill them. They doing this stuff right here. This is the gate right here. All right. So I'm gonna start at verse 3 again. And ye shall give her unto Eleazar the priest, that he may bring her forth without the camp, and one shall slay her before his face. And Eleazar the priest shall take of her blood with his finger and sprinkle of her blood directly before the tabernacle of the congregation that will be right here. He's going to be flinging it right there before him. And one shall burn the heifer. So not Eleazar, but the other one that's going with him, right? And one shall burn the heifer in his sight, her skin and her flesh and her blood, with her dung shall he burn. And the priest shall take cedar wood and hyssop and scarlet and cast it into the midst of the burning heifer. Okay. Then the priest shall wash his clothes, and he shall bathe his flesh in water, and afterward he shall come into the camp, and the priest shall be unclean until the evening. So when you look at this, he's unclean when he touches the blood of the heifer. So whenever you touch the blood of anything with meat, anything, you're going to be unclean. So it's best to take what? A shower, because you're going to be unclean. Mm-hmm. And that's just putting everything together right here. Because if he's going to take of the blood, sprinkling it, the blood is in the meat. We gotta soak the meat in water with some salt to draw the blood out. Mm-hmm. We're already touching the blood, meaning you're unclean there. Mm-hmm. Learning stuff all the time, man. Learning stuff all the time. See, following the law is good, man. All this stuff that you start to find out is like, yeah, let's go. Let's get fired up. Let's go, man. You got to keep this law. It's good to do these things. All right? That's why it's good for the men to be together and everybody watch each other. And the Most High said we should always be able to admonish one another. That means correct one another. We're supposed to be subject to one another. And that means just listening, like how we just regularly talk. You know what I'm saying? Just regularly talk, listening to each other. You know what I mean? So that way when we're around each other, it's like, hey, bro, this is supposed to be done this way right here. And be cool to like somebody say, well, show me precept. Don't be so mad at somebody like, show me precept. No, okay, I got you, bro. Show me the precept. All right, right here. Boom, and it says this right here. All right, cool. You know what I mean? That's good. That's good. Let's do that. You know what I'm saying? Then he washes himself off. It's always good when you go to a cookout that you bring extra clothes. Why? Because before sundown, cooking should be done. You should want to take a shower. Because you know everybody touch meat and shit, you know what I'm saying? And then family that come over, everybody got to know these things. Like, y'all come over to our house, things is done a different way. It ain't done how you do at home, just whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what people are so used to. They lazy. Our people are lazy. You know what I'm saying? So they can't just, they don't have the patience to follow the law. And that's what it is. It's just patience. They don't have the patience for it to do it. So when you lose patience, that's when you stop keeping. When you stop keeping the laws. When you lose patience, you just don't have the patience, and that's just what it is. And you gotta see that, look that out. Is when people stop losing patience, you gotta talk to one another and be like, "Hey, bro, you're losing patience." To have patience with people, don't snap on them. And I learned that, and I'm learning it now too. Like some things when I snap, like on my bond, I snap, I'm losing patience or somehow. I gotta look at myself and be like, "All right, cool. I know when." All right, now I know what's going on. I gotta be patient. I gotta be humble. Humble myself down. Humble yourself down. Just humble yourself down. So most I see, okay. And people like, I don't understand how I can do. You gotta humble down. That's how you get through with it. You humble the down. Humble down. That way you don't get so angry. And when you go to Ephesians 5 and everything, and start talking about anger, put that away. How you put anger away? Why you get angry? Because you're in your flesh, you're losing patience. Your flesh is losing patience. It's losing patience, man. And you gotta humble down. And once you figure out how to beat that spirit of being impatient, you start to get to the end. Your eyes are starting to open. Like, baby, you gotta be patient. Your wife and kids, like, you gotta be patient. Gotta be cool. You pray. Have everybody in the house praying. You got all girls too, man. I'm sorry. You got one boy. And he ain't even walking yet. You know what I'm saying? He ain't walking yet. Your boy was the oldest girl, and the oldest girl just came and everything else. It just, you know what I'm saying? It's better that way. You know what I'm saying? Because he be over here with us. He be kicking his ass right now. I be having all kind of feats in his ass right now. It'd be so nice. Get your ass. What you doing, man? But yeah, man, it's just patience, man. Y'all gotta have patience. And he that burneth her shall wash his clothes in water, and bathe his flesh in water, and shall be unclean until the evening. That's the order right there, because there's blood. Even in that heifer and these animals and everything else, you still wash your clothes. He that burneth her shall wash his clothes in water, and bathe his flesh in water. So everybody would just take their clothes, put it in a bag, boom. If you're not gonna wash it over there, you know what I'm saying? Trust me, when you touch that bag, you're just gonna be unclean. So it's basically just good. Just everybody put their clothes in that washer and wash them, hang dry them, and then so whatever you wear over the house, make sure it's like some shorts or something that because you don't want to wash your good pants. Hey, when I buy some brand new pants, I don't wash them for about a good month. Sometimes even more, because I don't get no stains on them and they stay straight. I just take them, hang them up again. You know what I'm saying? You only wear them for like a couple hours at a time. Yeah, I mean, it's no use to me washing no brand new pair of pants. They not socks or drawers. You know what I'm saying? So you want to go to like you want to have a barbecue wearing clothes that you know that you're gonna wash them before nightfall, and you're about to get changed into your good stuff. You're about to get changed into your good stuff. So that's always good. That's a good method for everybody to understand. Verse 9, and the man that is clean shall gather up the ashes of the heifer and lay them up without the camp in a clean place. And it shall be kept for the congregation of the children of Israel for a water of separation. It is a purification of sin. All right. And what is that purification of sin? Is when you're unclean from a dead body, or we'll go into it. Okay. And he that gathereth the ashes of the heifer shall wash his clothes and be clean until the evening. And it shall be unto the children of Israel and unto the stranger that sojourneth among them for a statute forever. When it said that unto the children of Israel, that's all Israel. And now it goes to the stranger, which is the heathen. So if the heathen are around us, they got to keep this law too. He that toucheth a dead body, all right, he that toucheth a dead body of any man shall be unclean 7 days. All right. You go into a funeral, and everybody done. If you don't touch the dead body, that's cool. But everybody else has touched that dead body, and they touched you. Everybody done touched the door. You're unclean 7 days. Trust me. Every time you go up into a funeral home, it's unclean. Every time you go up into a graveyard site, it is unclean. Everybody done touched a dead body before it went into the ground and everything, this headstone and everything. You're unclean. Okay? He shall purify himself with it on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day he shall be clean. But if he purified not himself on the 3rd day, then the 7th day he shall not be clean. Whosoever toucheth the dead body of any man that is dead, and purify not himself on that 3rd day, defileth the tabernacle of the Lord, defile his people. It's going to show you. You know, we don't have burnt heifers, but there's way to keep the law still. We can't burn dead heifer all and then take the ashes and use it for purification on the third day. But there's way to still keep the law where the Most High still see you, he protects you. And we're going to get to it. Watch. Verse 13. Whosoever toucheth the dead body of any man that is dead, and purify not himself, defileth the tabernacle of the Lord. And that soul shall be cut off from Israel. So you got to take it seriously. You go touch a dead body and you don't let everybody know that you touched a dead body. Come on, man. You deserve to be cut off. I'm cutting you off. I'm cutting you off, man. You can't come over here like that. You can't come and make everybody else unclean. You can't do that, man. We got stuff to do throughout the day, especially us that are spiritual. I take that serious. You come over here, man, I'm going to spaz out. Because the water of separation was not sprinkled upon him, he shall be unclean. His uncleanness is yet upon him. This is the law when a man dieth in a tent. All that come into now. This is the law. This is another law. This is a different law beside this law right here, because this dead body wasn't in a tent. This is the law when a man dieth in a tent. All that come into the tent, which is his house, his apartment, his camper, his cave, his tent, his mobile home, okay? All that is in the tent shall be unclean 7 days. So if he's in a room, but you're in the living room, you're still unclean, because that dead body being in that house made the whole house unclean. And every open vessel which hath no covering bound upon, it's like, and every open vessel which hath no covering bound upon it is unclean. So if you got cups up in a sink, most of them going to have to be broken anyways. They have to be thrown out. Everything that doesn't have a cover on it is unclean. And whosoever toucheth one that is slain with a sword in the open field, or a dead body, or a bone of a man, or a grave, see, shall be unclean 7 days. Again, I say that again. And whosoever toucheth one that is slain with a sword in the open field. So today's modern sword is a what, fellas? Okay. He done got his noodles knocked out his pot. He done died right there. Leave me alone. I'm not there no more. Don't come back touching me, Bun. I know you love me. Go on and cry more and just get away from the body. I don't want you to be unclean where you're not protected. Just go. I'm not there no more. I'm gone. Okay? This is and whosoever toucheth one that is slain with a sword in the open field, he got shot in the store, got shot in Walmart, he died. He got shot in his car, he out on the street, side of the road, or a dead body, or a bone of a man, or a bone of a man. So if you got kids in the class at school and those are actually real bones, they are not to touch the real bones. Or a grave, you're visiting your uncle, your mama, your daddy grave site and everything else, shall be unclean 7 days. And the unclean person, they shall take of the ashes of the burnt heifer of purification for sin, and running water shall be put thereunto a vessel. So you take the ashes, put it inside a bottle vessel of water, and you shake it up. And the clean person shall take hyssop and dip it in the water, and sprinkle it upon the tent and upon all the vessels and upon the person that were there, and upon him that toucheth a bone, or one slain, or one dead, or a grave. So we can't do the heifer. We can't burn no heifer, but we can get hyssop. So we are still keeping the law. We can get some hyssop, boil it. After that, put it in a bottle. On the third day, the clean person take the hyssop, spray you. You turn around, spray you, and then on the 7th day, you'll be clean. Just like that. Still keeping the law. We ain't got most I know we ain't got no heifer to burn, but you still get the hyssop and you still spray because you're still trying to keep it. He see you still like, okay, they ain't got no heifer, but they still trying to keep it. He just wants to see you try and do it. So you know when you're unclean, you already know to go to the temple, get some ashes, On the third day, you get in the bottle and everything, you spray from a dead body. We went to war. We got blood all on us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We touch dead bodies all around, bro. Like, we in the battlefield. We say, come on, like that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be touching each other, bro. So it's just like, it's good to have his upon you. Especially in these last days, it's good to have his upon you. You still want to be clean. You still want to keep the law. You know, it's a lot of things. You know, if, like the scripture was saying, if we can tell when it's going to rain, we can tell when this is going to happen. Why we can't tell that fire going to be in the house and we're going to be going crazy? So how do you defeat that from happening, us being in the house and going crazy on each other? We got to have an understanding. But if we were all four of us in the house and shit, and we know you got a family, you can't get to your family, you're going to be going crazy. You got a family down there. They get you, you're going crazy. It's just me and him. It's gonna be y'all two against us because y'all gonna think we don't understand where you're coming from. Like we understand, we just trying to keep the laws. Like, bro, we can't do it. So it seems like an incompassionate thing, but it's not. It's just that we're not in the same position as you are. You gotta understand where they're not in the same position as you are. We're not in the same position. That's like if I was gone and Zanaki's trying to get to me. You're going crazy. You got to put yourself in this position. Like, all right, man, you understand your hour's grown, bro. We don't know where it is. But you got to calm down. Can't be going crazy. Can't lose patience. That's when you lost patience. See what I mean? Lost patience. I ain't got time to think about the Most High. None of that shit. I'm trying to get over here and get it done. You lost patience. Pray. That's when everybody get to praying. Fasting for that day, whatever. And that fasting is going to help you save food in these last days anyways. Just fasting. Despite fasting. You're going to fast from sun up to sundown, eat once a day. And one of the good reasons I fast every month on a new moon. I fast, it's going to help me in these last days, especially me, more than y'all. They say eat less. Eat less. That way it don't bother me. Right. I don't need that to bother me. You used to. Yeah, I don't need that to bother me like that. So I know I'm going to be hungry. You know what I'm saying? I'm being for real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for real, brother. I'm gonna be hungry. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm killing my flesh and everything else, I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose patience, man. I want to get to the end, keeping the law, bro. Not letting nothing. But I already know what's going to happen. Already know. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing you can do. Nothing. It's already said what's going to happen, and everything is happening. There's nothing we can do. Right now, there's stuff we can do, and we can get people prepared. When it happens, like the seal. We just got to be able to get pack and get up out of here. That's why it's good to have a knife. It's good to have staff. Go to Home Depot, get you a staff. Because when we're walking and everywhere else, that staff is going to keep you away from a lot of things. Not bullets. When you get into the wilderness, you got a knife, you got your firearm. You know what I'm saying? Bullets should be less used on animals. You know what I'm saying? Bear come, keep him away with the stick. So one person be behind him slicing his feet or he can't run. Gotta be thinking, you know what I'm saying? Let me get back to y'all. Verse 19. The clean person shall sprinkle upon the unclean on the third day, and on the seventh day, and on the seventh and on the seventh day. And on the seventh day he shall purify himself, and wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and shall be clean at evening. But the man that shall be unclean and shall not purify himself, listen, I'm telling y'all now, but the man that shall be unclean, or the woman, and shall not purify himself or herself, that soul shall be cut off from among the congregation, because he hath defiled the sanctuary of the Lord. The water of separation hath not been sprinkled upon him. He is unclean. And it shall be a perpetual statute unto them, all right, that he that sprinkleth the water of separation shall wash his clothes, and he that toucheth the water of separation shall be unclean until evening. And whatsoever the unclean person toucheth shall be unclean, and the soul that toucheth it shall be unclean until evening. Call Asherah, Debar Yahweh, Anai Shaiba Nashamat. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here. All right. 20, we're going to go in. The children of Israel come to Zin, where Miriam dieth. They murmur for the want of water. Moses smitten the rock, bringeth forth water at Marabah. Moses at Kadesh desired patches thorough Edom, which is denied him. At Mount Hor, as Aaron resigneth his place to Eleazar and dieth. The Most High forgave Aaron what he did by, by Israel going into idolatry and everything else.
Calf.
That calf, yeah, he made that calf for Israel. The Most High forgave that. But this one right here, not giving the Most High the glory, not giving the Most High the glory. That's
Aaron didn't smite the rock though, huh? It was Moses.
But he put Aaron and Masha at fault. If he put Aaron and Masha at fault, they both would have.
At that time, Aaron died.
Huh?
At that time, Aaron died already. He had made the golden calf. Or he had did some and he died in the mouth. Died in Mount Sinai.
No,
Aaron
about to die right now.
We're about to read right now.
But Aaron died after he smoked the rock. After Moses smoked the rock. If I'm not mistaken.
No, we're about to go into it right now. All right. This is Numbers chapter 20. Let me see. Numbers chapter 20. Hey, good boy. Can you mention the drink bottle? Sure. Yeah. Numbers chapter 20, verse 1. Then came the children of Israel, even the whole congregation, into the desert of Sin in the first month. And the people abode in Kadesh, and Miriam died there and was buried there. And there was no water for the congregation. And they gathered themselves together against Masha and against Aaron. And Moses chode. And the people chid with Moses. I mean, they murmured. They started bickering and talking ish, and spake, saying, Would Yahweh that we had died when our brethren died before the Lord, when he opened the ground on them? And why have we brought the water? And why have we brought up the congregation of the Lord into this wilderness, that we and our cattle should die there? And therefore, have ye made us to come up out of Egypt to bring us into this evil place? It is no place of seed, or of figs, or vines, or of pomegranates, neither is there any water to drink. And Moses and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly into the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they fell upon their faces, and the glory of the Lord appeared unto them again. Yahweh was pissed. He doesn't say Yahweh shot down again. This is like the fourth or fifth time the angel of the Lord had to come down. That means Yahweh Shai. The angel of the Lord is Yahweh Shai. Watch my videos before. I prove to you that Yahweh Shai is the angel of the Lord right here. He just wasn't called Yahweh Shai then. All right. And the angel of the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, I always say the angel of the Lord because it's the angel that's speaking for the Most High. It's not the Most High speaking, but the Most High's messenger is the angel. Okay? And the angel of the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take the rod, and gather thou the assembly together, thou and thou and Aaron thy brother, and speak ye unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water, and thou shalt bring forth to them water out of the rock. So thou shalt give the congregation and their beasts drink. So right now he said, take the rod and gather thou the assembly together, thou and Aaron thy brother. They're doing this together. And right here, very specific. And speak ye unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water. And thou shalt bring forth to them water out of the rock. And he's doing these miracles before them for them to believe. And like the Most High is doing these miracles now for people to believe. Like, oh man, these prophecies. That's why you pay attention to the prophecies so you see what's going on. Watch the news, everything. Watch the news. Watch what's going on. Everybody should be sharing the news. That's why we got a messenger board. Everybody should be sharing the news. What's going on? That way, everybody's paying attention. Everybody, you may not be paying attention to the shit that I'm paying attention to. So we share in the board. We put the stuff in the board. We got to do that. If we care about each other, we take those things and we put them in there. Boom, boom, boom. We paying attention. The Most High loves it when we take care of each other. We just putting them in there. That's why you be seeing me putting stuff in there. Videos, it don't matter. It matters what it is, but it may be something funny for the day. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get a little kick out of it. You know what I'm saying? But these prophecy videos and news things that come on, put them in there. That's what it's there for. All right. Verse 9. And Moses took the rod from before the Lord as he commanded him. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock. And he said unto them, hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch you water out of this rock? Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice. And the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and the beasts also. What did he should have done?
He should have spoke to the rock and told the rock to bring forth ye water. And I think he messed up right here too. He said, must we fetch you water out of this rock? Must we do it? Like him and Aaron.
Nah, like they did it.
Yeah, must we fetch you? And the Most High looking at him like,
I did that.
I thought you gonna take that.
Speak ye unto the rock. Hey, by the power of the Most High Yahweh, rock, bring forth water. Bah!
And he didn't even have to hit it. He didn't tell him to hit it this time.
What did he say?
He told him to hit it the first time. This is the second time he had brought forth water.
Yep, he didn't tell him to hit the rock.
Hit the rock.
He said, speak unto the rock.
That's it.
That was the miracle right there.
Just the words.
So he said, hey, in the power, by the power of Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, rock, bring forth water.
Boom. It would have been in the clear.
That's the fact that he knew water was gonna come out anyway. Hit it. You know what I'm saying? Just I don't know. Just like
was it like he's a magician? I mean, what you gonna say? I'm sorry.
Nah, it's just he. You know what I'm saying? Most High gave most power. So you know when he did that, water was
out.
I wouldn't for sure say that. But I know for sure he was spoke to water would have came out. And he should have never smoothed the rock.
Mm-hmm. He should have just spoke to the rock.
That simple. Aaron would have still been alive.
But that's symbolic.
A little bit more.
If you think about it, that's symbolic. The Most High tells us to speak to these rocks up here.
Mm-hmm.
So that your fruit can bring forth fruit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like Most High said, I can make any of these rocks a people.
Tells us to speak to the dry bones.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're talking about though. When he was like, I can make a rock become a son of Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
That roughly paraphrasing, but
Yeah.
that's the one you're talking about.
Yeah. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, because ye believe me not to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel. Therefore ye shall not bring this congregation into the land which I have given them. This is the water of Meribah, because the children of Israel strove with the Lord, and he was sanctified in them. And Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom. Thus saith thy brother Israel, thou knowest all the travail that hath befallen us, how our fathers went down into Egypt, and we have dwelt in Egypt a long time, and the Egyptians vexed us and our fathers. And when we cried, this is a letter right here, and when we cried unto the Lord, he heard our voice and sent an angel, and hath brought us forth out of Egypt. And behold, we are in Kadesh, a city in the uttermost of thy brother. See, Mashah told Edom about Yahushua. Let us pass, I pray thee, thorough thy country. We will not pass thorough the fields or thorough the vineyards, neither will we drink of the water of the wells. We will go by the king's highway. We will not turn to the right hand nor to the left, until we have passed thy borders. And Edom said unto him, Thou shalt not pass by me, lest I come out against thee with a sword. Man. And the children of Israel said unto him, We will go by the highway, and if I and my cattle drink of my water, then I will pay for it. I will only, without doing anything else, go thorough on my feet. And he said, Thou shalt not go thorough. And Edom came out against him with much people and with a strong hand. What's going on here? Let me get something real quick. Let me see. So, why Edom coming so hard at Israel, but not passing through a land?
Because they are enemies.
Yeah.
Like forever. So,
Yeah. But it wasn't just Edom. If y'all read this, it wasn't just Edom that came out against
it wasn't just Edom, but
Ammon,
we're
Moab.
going into them, yeah. We're reading into them. But right now with Edom, I think it's because they still had like problems towards each other at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't Edom help capture us and give us to the Egyptians?
Not that I remember. I don't remember that part. But
You.
I'm gonna go even further, and we're gonna revisit this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna show you. We're gonna revisit. You're gonna be like, "Damn, that's why." It's gonna say it plainly. Watch. Verse 20. And he said, Thou shalt not go thorough. And Edom came out against him with much people and with a strong hand. Thus Edom refused to give Israel passes thorough his border. Wherefore Israel turned away from him. And the children of Israel, even the whole congregation, journeyed from Kadesh and came unto Mount Hor. And the Lord spake unto Mashah and Aaron in Mount Hor by the coast of the land of Edom, saying, Aaron shall be gathered unto his people, for he shall not enter into the land which I have given unto the children of Israel, because ye rebelled against my word at the water of Meribah. Take Aaron and Eleazar his son, and bring them up unto Mount Hor, and strip Aaron of his garments, and put them upon Eleazar his son. And Aaron shall be gathered unto his people, and shall die there. And Moses did as the Lord commanded. And they went up into the Mount Hor, in the sight of all the congregation. And Moses stripped Aaron of his garment, and put them upon Eleazar his son. And Aaron died there in the top of the mount. And Moses and Eleazar came down from the mount. And when the congregation saw that Aaron was dead, they mourned for Aaron 30 days, even all the house of Israel. Kal Shara, the bar Yahweh, Anaya Shai Shemai. All that Yahweh said, what we do in here. See, this is showing that we have always been at odds with Edom, the so-called white man, for years. For years. Yeah. This woman is a hoe. Bro. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 21 and verse 1. And when King Arad, the Canaanite, was dwelt in the south, heard tell that all Israel came by the way of the spies. Then he fought against Israel and took some of them prisoners. And Israel vowed a vow unto the Lord and said, if thou wilt indeed deliver this people into my hand, then I will utterly destroy their cities. And the Lord hearkened to the voice of Israel and delivered up the Canaanites, and they utterly destroyed them and their cities. And he called the name of the place Hormah. And they journeyed from Mount Hor by the way of the Red Sea to compass the land of Edom. Like here we go, Edom again. To pass the land of Edom. And the soul of the people was much discouraged because of the way. They was like, man, this is a long way. We got to go around Edom. We can't even go through the land. Man, they murmuring. You can tell how mad Yahweh Shai and Yahweh was at this time. That these people fucking complaining. He's taking them out of the land to bring them into it. So imagine how many Jakes just complaining their ass off. You got Judah, you got Issachar, you got Gad, you got all of them together, all these women and everything. They complaining their ass off.
Hell yeah.
Complaining. Little kids, mommy, mommy.
I ain't had nothing to drink in 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm thirsty. I want something to eat. I got a boo-boo. I got pee-pee. And then you got the women telling, why don't you carry him? Carry the baby. Do this. Do that.
Yeah.
All that.
Stress the F out.
Uh-huh. No, let's wait. And Israel vowed a vow unto the Lord and said, if thou wilt indeed deliver this, hold on.
What verse?
Verse 2. And Israel vowed a vow unto the Lord and said, if thou wilt indeed deliver this people into my hand, then I will utterly destroy their cities. And the Lord hearkened to the voice of Israel and delivered up the Canaanites, and they utterly destroyed them and their cities. And he called the name of the place Hormah. Right? And they journeyed from Mount Hor by the way of the Red Sea to compass the land of Edom. And the soul of the people was much discouraged because of the way. And the people spake against Yahweh and against Mashah. Wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and are so loath this light bread. And the Lord sent fiery serpents amongst the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Israel died. Therefore the people came to Moses and said, we have sinned, for we have spoken against the Lord and against thee. Pray unto the Lord, and he take away the serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people. See, the people knew Yahweh, and they still murmured, and they still complained. What is that? When the people know the Most High is real, but they still don't follow. Yeah, I would say it's still hard. What? That's it. Mm-hmm. Patience. They have no patience for it. All the stuff they do in the world is they doing so much stuff, man. Our people are looking to many books. For many books, there is no end. They read on a lot of things. Well, I read this and I read that about this and I read that about that. They're trying to find, people are trying to figure out how is the Bible fake outside the Bible. Instead of reading the Bible, they look outside the Bible. Mm-hmm. And that's stupid. Just look inside the Bible. Go inside the scriptures and figure it out, and then go from in the scriptures to the outside. And then you figure it out like that. But how do you tell that the Bible is real? Anybody?
Prophecy.
Exactly. Prophecy. So, the serpent started to bite people, and the people said, pray to the Most High for us. And the Lord said unto Moshe, make thee a fiery serpent and set it upon a pole. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. And this reminds us also of a prophecy of looking at Yahweh Shai, follow him and being after him. And Moses made a serpent of brass and put it upon a pole. And it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he held the serpent of brass, he lived. And the children of Israel set forward and pitched in Oboth. And they journeyed from Oboth and pitched in Al Abram, in the wilderness which is before Moab, toward the sun rising. From thence they removed and pitched in the valley of Zared. From thence they removed and pitched on the other side of Arnon, which is in the wilderness that cometh out of the coast of the Amorites. For Arnon is the border of Moab, between Moab and the Amorites. Wherefore it is said in the book of the wars of the Lord, what he did in the Red Sea and in the books of Arnon. And at the stream of the brooks that goeth down to the dwelling of at the stream of the brooks that goeth down to the dwelling of and lieth upon the border of Moab. And from thence they went to Beer, that is the well whereof the Lord spake unto Moses, gather the people together, and I will give them water. And Israel sang this song, spring up, O well, sing ye unto it. The princes digged the well, the nobles of the people digged it, by the direction of the lawgiver with their staves. And from the wilderness they went to Madanah, and from Madanah to Nahali, and from Nahali to Bamoth, and from Bamoth in the valley that is in the country of Moab to the top of Pisgah, which looketh toward Ishaman. And Israel sent messengers unto Sihon, the king of the Amorites, saying, let me pass through thy land. We will not turn into the fields or into the vineyards. We will not drink of the waters of the well, but we will go along by the king's highway until we be past thy borders. And Sihon will not suffer Israel to pass through his border. But Sihon gathered all his people together and went out against Israel into the wilderness. And it came to Ahaz and fought against Israel. Again, you had Edom, and now you got Moab in it. What's Moab in it? Watch. Israel smote the edge of the sword, and Israel smote him with the edge of the sword and possessed his land from Arnon to Abba, even to the children of Ammon, for the border of the children of Ammon was strong. And Israel took these cities, and Israel dwelt in the cities of the Amorites and Heshbon and the villages thereof. From Heshbon was the city of Sihon, and the king of the Amorites, who had fought against the former king Moab and taken his land. Oh, this is the Amorites, Salah. Canaanites, African nations, not Moab. Slacking. So, let me get some precepts, man. Let's see why. I mean, these people just coming out just from a messenger. Messenger is coming in. Hey, we just want to pass through your land. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna pass through. Yeah. Why are they tripping so much? Why are they tripping?
Something previously.
Mm-hmm.
Was it when they was passing around the testimonies?
Say it again.
Was it when it was passing around the testimonies? You know, and everybody was getting smitten with the plagues, like stuff that was happening for growing.
La'ah. This is it right here. This is the book of Joshua, chapter 2 and verse.
That was in King.
This is Joshua 2 and verse 9. Verse 8. And before they were laid down, she came up unto them upon the roof And she said unto them, I know that the Lord hath given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you, when ye came out of Egypt, and what ye did unto the two kings of the Amorites, that were on the other side of Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom ye utterly destroyed. And as soon as we had heard these things, our hearts did melt. Neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you. For the Lord your God is He. For the Lord your God, He is God in heaven above and in earth beneath. Now therefore I pray you, swear unto me by the Lord, since I have shewed you kindness, that ye will also shew kindness unto my father's house, and give me a true token.
I was going to abide in that house, huh?
Exactly. They was going to check out the land.
Yeah.
And she and Rahab the prostitute had hid them on the house.
Yeah.
And she told them of all the men and how their hearts melted, like after the scene, all that stuff happened.
Yeah.
Everybody saw that.
Scared as shit.
Out of them. So when they was going into Edom and all those places, they saw that. And they were scared. They were like, man, they coming here to take our stuff, man. We ain't going out without a fight. We ain't going out without a fight. What you think they're doing? They see all the stuff the Most High is doing for us. They see everything, all this prophecy we talking about. They watching it, bro, and they getting ready. We not going out without a fight.
Till this day, same spirits coming back.
Same spirits coming back. Y'all the same spirits. When we wanted to pass thorough through the land of Edom, you didn't let us come out at us because you know the Lord was with us. And you said you're not going down without a fight because you came out against us.
Same spirit. That's crazy.
So the thing is, you want to live?
National Space Force.
Like, bro, you want to live coming out to us? You want to live or you want to die? Which one is it? Because you think you're going to win with all these guns, but trying to tell you, you're going to lose. The Lord is with us. Whether you see him or not, he's with us. Just like y'all didn't believe last time. And what happened? Slaughter.
When the Most High was killing the people of the land before, like, how he made the land ready for us to come inhabit it or whatever.
Right.
He killed a lot of Canaanites, right? And then, so was Moab out there too?
I don't know. You gotta look that up. I don't want to be presumptuous and say
because Moab was like hell no too. You know what I mean?
Oh, I believe Moab did also do the same. It just came before the Amorites. It was in chapter. It was Edom, and now it's the Amorites right now. Mm-hmm. Just hang on, watch. Just hang on and watch. Watch this. I think we're gonna run into that even more. So. All right, verse 24, chapter 21, verse 24. And Israel smote him with the edge of the sword and possessed his land from Arnon unto Ibach, even unto the children of Ammon, for the border of the children of Ammon was strong. And Israel took all these cities, and Israel dwelt in all the cities of the Amorites in Heshbon and in all the villages thereof. For Heshbon was the city of Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who had fought against the former king of Moab, and taken all his land out of his hand, even unto Arnon. Wherefore they that spake in Proverbs say, Come into Heshbon, let the city of Sihon be built and prepared. For there is a fire gone out of Heshbon, a flame from the city of Sihon. Some ish talking. Mm-hmm. It hath consumed and Moab, and the lords of the highway places and the lords of the high places of Arnon. Woe unto thee, Moab, thou art undone. Undone means to be destroyed, put to death. Thou art undone, put to death. All right. O people of Shamash, he hath given his sons that escaped and his daughters into captivity unto Shahan, king of the Amorites. We have shot at them. Heshbon is perished even unto Dibon, and we have laid them waste even unto Napah, which reacheth unto Medeba. Thus Israel dwelt in the land of the Amorites, and Moses sent to spy out Izar, and they took the villages thereof and drove out the Amorites that were there. And they turned and went up by the way of Bashan, and Og, the king of Bashan, went out against them, right? He and all his people to the battle of Edrei. And the Lord said unto Moses, fear him not, for I have delivered him into thy hand, and all his people and his land, and thou shalt do to him as thou didst unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, which dwelt in Heshbon. So they smote him and his sons and all his people until there was none left him, and there was none left him alive, and they possessed the land. Kal Shara, the Bar Yahweh, and Nayashai and Nashemai. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here. So Edom, the Amorites, it was coming out at us like that.
I kind of saw something on it. Remember, I was asking like how, like why they was getting at Moab too, and right here it was like the Amorites took some of the land of Moab and some of the land of Moab and the Amorites. Thing. But, yeah, right there, 26. Numbers 21 and 26.
But yeah, they had something going with like when you reading chapter 21, Moab didn't do what Edom and the Amorites did. They wouldn't try to get, you know what I'm saying, they try to do what you would call sorcery. They try to use sorcery against Israel.
Okay.
Right, so it's kind of it did a little bit different than what Edom and them did coming out against them. You know what I'm saying? They actually try to get the angels to go against them.
Okay.
So all right, this goes into just verse 1 only. And the children of this is in the book of Numbers, chapter 21 and verse 1. And the children of Israel set forward, no 22, Numbers chapter 22, verse 1. And the children of Israel set forward and pitched in the plains of Moab on this side of Jordan by Jericho. Now, this is going into a lot right now. All right. This is also going into the donkey that talked.
A donkey that talked.
Uh-huh. I think it will probably go into the ass that talked. Probably.
That's next week.
Matter of fact, I saw this picture and I thought so. I think it's close. All right, so let's go over here to the book of Judges, chapter 11, verse 1. And then we're going to read to chapter 33.
Verse 3.
Yeah, chapter 11, verse 1 to 33. Now Jephthah the Gileadite was a mighty man of valor, and he was the son of an harlot. And Gilead beget Jephthah, right? And Gilead's wife bare him sons, and his wife's sons grew up, and they thrust out Jephthah. And he said unto him, thou shalt not inherit our father's house, for thou art the son of a strange woman. She-Ho. So prostitutes, they can be of our people, but they can still be called a strange woman. Or or they can be not. They can be Israel, but don't act like Israel. She's a strange woman.
Right.
She don't keep the law. You know what I'm saying? So
she wasn't the name of wife.
she's a prostitute. She's a hoe. And you got strange women around us. Strange women. She's a hoe. That's how she acts. It's a revolving door right there. Revolving door. Yeah. If you're a woman that's not married properly, and you out here just screwing men, you're a strange woman. You're considered a whore. Okay, that's what that is. Hey, don't blame us. Go take it up with the creator. He said it. We just going with his rules, and we like his rules, and we're gonna say it how it is. Because honestly, that's how we felt in the beginning. And we would say it too, man. Man, fuck that. Yeah, it's a cum bucket. Look at her cum stoppers on her eyes. You know what I'm saying? She got cum stoppers on her eyes. Look at them, bro. Just look at her. You know what I'm saying? We were saying that before. Y'all just didn't listen. Y'all didn't want to listen, man. But anyways. All right, verse 3. Then Jephthah fled from his brethren and dwelt in the land of Tob. And there went gathered vain men to Jephthah. Unprofitable brothers, liars, vain people. And went out with him. And it came to pass in process of time that the children of Ammon made war against Israel. I got notes in the scriptures. So. All right, and it came to pass in process of time that the children of Ammon made war against Israel. And it was so that when the children of Ammon made war against Israel, the elders of Galilee went to fetch Jephthah out of the land of Tob. Okay? Now, verse 6, and they said unto Jephthah, come and be our captain, that we may fight with the children of Ammon. And Jephthah said unto elders of Galilee, did not ye hate me and expel me out of my father's house? And why are ye come unto me now when ye are in distress? Like y'all didn't want me to be there. And you only came to him because he is who his father is. That's it, because our people are wicked as hell. He should have been treated with respect anyways. He was an Israelite. He's who his father is. That's what counts. He's the seed of his father. That's what counts. You know what I'm saying? In verse 8. And the elders of Galilee said unto Jephthah, therefore we turn again to thee now. Like, forget about that, man. Come on. We're talking about now. That thou mayest go with us and fight against the children of Ammon, and be our head over all the inhabitants of Galilee. And Jephthah said unto the elders of Galilee, if ye bring me home again to fight against the children of Ammon, and the Lord deliver them before me, shall I be your head? So if I go before y'all, deliver them into your hands, shall I be your head? And the elders of Galilee said unto Jephthah, the Lord be witness between us. If we do not so according to thy words, then Jephthah went. He basically saying, yes, you're going to be our head. He said, yes. Verse 11, then Jephthah went with the elders of Galilee, and the people made him head and captain over them. And Jephthah uttered all his words before the Lord in Mizpah. And Jephthah sent messengers unto the king of the children of Ammon, saying, what hast thou to do with me, that thou art come against me to fight in my land? And the king of the children of Ammon answered unto the messengers of Jephthah, because Israel took away my land when they came up out of Egypt, from Arnon even unto Jabbok, and unto Jordan. Now therefore restore those lands again peaceably. And Jephthah sent messengers again unto the king of the children of Ammon, and said unto him, Thus saith Jephthah, Israel took not away the land of Moab, nor the land of the children of Ammon. But when Israel came up from Egypt and walked through the wilderness unto the Red Sea, and came to Kadesh, then Israel sent messengers unto the king of Edom, saying, Let me, I pray thee, pass through thy land. But the king of Edom would not hearken thereunto. In like manner they sent unto the king of Moab, but he would not consent. And Israel abode in Kadesh. Then they went along through the wilderness and compassed the land of Edom and the land of Moab, and came by the east side of the land of Moab, and pitched in the other side of Arnon, but came not within the border of Moab, for Arnon was the border of Moab. And Israel sent messengers unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, the king of Heshbon. And Israel said unto him, Let us pass, we pray thee, through thy land unto my place. But Sihon trusted not Israel. Why? Because they saw everything that that Yahweh had the Lord do for us. All right? That's why he didn't trust us. But Sihon trusted not Israel to pass through his coast. But Sihon gathered all his people together and pitched in Jahaz and fought against Israel. And the Lord God and the Lord power of Israel delivered Sihon and all his people into the hand of Israel, and they smote them. So Israel possessed all the land of the Amorites and inhabitants of the country, and they possessed all the coast of the Amorites from Arnon even unto Jabbok. Right? So what land is he talking about? So, and they, verse 22, and they possessed all the coasts of the Amorites from Arnon even unto Jabbok, right? But didn't they fight the Amorites and got that land from them?
Alright. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Ammonites took that from them, and they took the land from them.
Mm-hmm.
So how is it that now they're lying?
How is it now their land?
No, how was that? Israel didn't take that land from them. Israel took it from the Amorites, from the Canaanites.
Yeah.
The Canaanites took that land from them. So why are you coming against Israel? Why didn't you just send messages to say, can we get our land back? The Amorites took from us. See? Verse 23. So now the Lord God now the Lord power of Israel have disposed the Amorites from before his people Israel. And shouldest thou possess it? Wilt thou not possess that which Chemosh thy God giveth thee to possess? Like if your God gave you something to possess, won't you possess it? So whomsoever the Lord our power shall drive out from before us, them we will possess.
Mm.
And now art thou anything better than Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab? That's in the next chapter, 22. Did he ever strive against Israel, or did he ever fight against them? While Israel dealt in Heshbon and in her towers, and in Or and her towns, and in all the cities that be along by the coast of Arnon, 300 years? Why therefore did ye not recover them within that time? It's been 300 years, and now you're talking about that now? Excuse me. Wherefore I have not sinned against thee, but thou doest me wrong to war against me. The Lord, the judge, be judge this day between the children of Israel and the children of Ammon. Howbeit, the king of the children of Ammon hearkened not unto the words of Jephthah, which he sent him. Then the Spirit of the Lord came upon Jephthah, and he passed over Galilee and Manasseh, and passed over Mizpah and Galilee. From Mizpah of Galilee he passed over unto the children of Ammon. And Jephthah vowed a vow unto the Lord and said, if thou shalt without fail deliver the children of Ammon into my hands, and this would happen right here. Pay attention to this one. Then it shall be that whosoever cometh forth of the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from the children of Ammon, shall surely be the Lord's, and I will offer it up for a burnt offering. So Jephthah passed over unto the children of Ammon to fight against them, and the Lord delivered them into his hand.
Mm.
And he smote them from Aurora even to thou comest to Menaneth, even 20 cities, and unto the plain of the vineyards, with a very great slaughter. Thus the children of Ammon were subdued before the children of Israel. And Jephthah came to Mizpah unto his house. Oh man, I was trying to read too. Stop there. But yeah, because if the Most High give us the land, that has nothing to do with us. They ain't got nothing to do with us, man. That's not our fault right there. If you got a God and your God gave you some land, aren't you going to take it? Yes, they will. Why are you crying at me, man? We didn't go take nothing. The Lord gave it to us. Y'all shouldn't have came out against us like that. Because if we came out against them and they killed us, they'd be saying the same thing to us, man. Stop being some Rudy poots. Stop crying and stuff, man. Don't cry too much. Acting like big weenies. Man, Eve is off, bro. I know we all knew that, but
Going to now, Mark.
yeah. Okay. Hope, hey, all praises to the Most High Yahweh about Shem Yahushua, man. I pray this one Levite brother, man, he takes heed to this and he listens and he watches this. Man. Now everybody turn to the book of John, chapter 2, verse 1. Going to the gospel. We're going to read to 12. All right, this is John chapter 2 and verse 1. And the third day there was a marriage in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Now, was this a biblical marriage or was this the marriage of the land?
Marriage of the Lord.
What do you think, Gubba Wugga Boy?
Same thing.
What? Same thing what? I'm sorry.
The marriage of the land, like the type of custom that they hold.
All right, what do you think, Karaka? Okay, well, what is the original marriage of the Lord?
Have sex.
That. So this was a custom of the land marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Now watch how Yahweh Shai is just so like put like I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like and this couldn't be no actual marriage. You know what I'm saying? And both Yahweh Shai, well, both Jesus was called and his disciples to the marriage. And when they wanted wine, the mother of Jesus saith unto him, they have no wine. Jesus saith unto her, woman, what I have to do with thee? Mine hour is not yet come. When she talking about the marriage, huh?
Like, yeah, I'm stressing about this.
Yeah, hey, my marriage has not come yet. What are you talking about?
No, my hour is not.
Yeah, my hour not yet to come, but he's talking about the marriage that he invited us to. He's the bridegroom, we're the bride.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His mother saith unto the servants, whatsoever he saith unto you, do it. And there were set 6 there were set and there were set there 6 water pots of stone, after the manner of the purifying of the Jews. Oh man, let me go back to something real quick. Let me see. And the third day there was a marriage. Okay. Let me show y'all something what we was talking about. Just so y'all can see where we're coming from. It's the book of Genesis, meaning the beginning, chapter 24 and verse 67. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, her house, her apartment, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife. And he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. He laid down and had sex with Sarah. This is the marriage. And she became his wife, right? So now you can see why, when we go back over here, Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai, who you ignorantly call Christ, just all nonchalant about stuff. It's, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta go back to that. Still not doing it. Oh,
Yeah,
there
right
you
here.
go.
It's John chapter 2 and verse 1. And the third day there was a marriage in Cana of Galilee, and the mother Jesus was there. And both Jesus was called and his disciples to the marriage. And when they wanted wine, the mother of Jesus said unto him, they have no wine. Jesus said unto her, woman, what have I to do with thee? Mine hour is not yet come. His mother said unto his mother said unto the servants, whatsoever he said unto you, do it. And like she just, whatever he says unto you, you do it. Like he finna do this.
Yeah.
Mama said you finna do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all was like, man, I ain't finna argue. Oh, bro, this
Yeah.
pots,
Just
man.
gonna give you the wine.
Wine, go get the pots, okay? You know what I'm saying? She know her son got power. And there were set there 6 water pots of stone, after the manner of the purifying of the Jews, containing 2 or 3 firkins apiece. Jesus saith unto them, fill the water pots with water, and they filled them up to the brim. And he saith unto them, draw out now, and bear unto the governor of the feast. And they bare it. When the ruler of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and knew not whence it was, but the servants which drew the water knew, the governor of the feast called the bridegroom and saith unto him, he called the bridegroom. Who did he call? Yahweh Shai of the bridegroom. It sounds crazy, but I think he called the bridegroom, not Yahweh Shai. And saith unto him, every man at the beginning do set forth good wine. And when he hath well drunk, then that which is worse, get it? But thou hast kept the good wine until now. What is he saying?
I think you talking. Seems like you talking about talking to your house, right?
Now he pulled the bridegroom, the one that was getting married.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But he said, every person at the beginning set forth good wine. Right? And when a man hath well drunk, then that which is worse. But when a man has well drunk, then that which is worse. When he has drunk full of it, and then you want to see if he has the patience to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has to do with patience when you look at it.
Right.
See if he has the patience to keep it now.
Mm-hmm.
When he has well drunk, when you feel you know it all, when you feel you got it all together,
Mm-hmm.
let's see if you keep the good wine. Patience. Then that which is worse, but thou hast kept the good wine until then. This beginning of miracles did Jesus in Cana of Galilee and manifested forth his glory, and his disciples believed on him. After this, he went down to Capernaum, he and his mother and his brethren. What's up? What's up?
7 and 12, right?
Oh, man, I forgot. I'm just reading, man. Yep. My bad. Well, this is where we stop in the gospel right here. I don't see what this in the gospel has anything to do with anything right now. I don't see. But at the same time, we're gonna get to these prayers. Let me stop sharing. Boom. Shalom. So give us 10 minutes real quick. It's 5:18. 5:28, we'll start prayers and we'll end this. All right, I'm back. We back. We back at it like crackheads.
Where we going, huh?
I'm gonna be over here. I'm back here.
No, it ain't okay.
Or you can get on this side. Shalom, shalom. All right. I'm mighty upon Jerusalem. Let me everybody face Yasharala, our land, towards the east. We're going to pray, bow down. You can either go on your knees or you can go face flat. Praying with your hands stretched out up in the air. Or with your hands stretched out, your wrists pointed up in the air. All right. This I will be going into the Abanawa prayer. All right. Which is found in the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 9. I'm going to start with the Hebrew first, and then we're going to go with the English, and then we're going to end off with the Spanish. Okay? Every Sabbath, continue for always. This is the Abanawa prayer found in the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 9. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemaya, God, Hayah, Shikah, Yahweh, Malakah, Raba'ah, Zaka, Hayah, Shah, Mazatazah, Kahaya, Bashamayim, now, come for your work, Salakina, Wakina, Salakina, Wakina, now, in the side of one, oh, Shina, Kaya, Ka, Allah, Hashem, Yahushua, Mashiach. Now in the English.
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, that will be done here on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, for us to deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Hashem, Yahushua, Mashiach.
And now the Spanish.
Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. De nosotros tu reino, hágase voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo. Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día. Perdona nuestras ofensas como nosotros perdonamos. No nos dejes caer en tentación.
Hashem,
Yahushua,
Mashiach. This is the Asherah, right? Found in the book of Psalms, chapter 84, verse 4, chapter 144, starting at verse 15 to the bottom, chapter 145, top to bottom, chapter 115, verse 18, all in the book of Psalms. And it goes, Blessed are they that dwell in thy house. They will still be praising thee, say bye. Happy is that people that is in such a case. Yea, happy is that people whose Alahai is Yahweh. I will extol thee, my Alahai, O King, and I will bless thy name forever and ever. Every day will I bless thee, and I will praise thy name forever and ever. Great is Yahweh, greatly to be praised, and his greatness is unsearchable. One generation shall praise thy works to another, and shall declare thy mighty acts. I will speak of the glorious honor of thy majesty and thy wondrous works, and men shall speak of the might of thy terrible acts. And I will declare thy great. I shall abundantly utter the memory of thy great goodness, and shall sing of thy righteousness. Yahweh is gracious, full of compassion, slow to anger, and of great mercy. Yahweh is good to all, and his tender mercies are over all his works. All thy works shall praise thee, O Yahweh, and thy saints shall bless thee. They shall speak of the glory of thy kingdom, and talk of thy power, to make known to the sons of men his mighty acts, and the glorious majesty of his kingdom. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations. Yahweh upholdeth all that fall, and raiseth up all those that bow down. The eyes of all wait upon thee, thou givest them their meat in season. Thou openest thy hand and satisfiest the desire of every living thing. Yahweh is righteous in all his ways, holy in all his works. Yahweh is nigh unto all them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. He will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry, save them. Yahweh preserveth all them that love him, but all the wicked will he destroy. My mouth shall speak the praises of Yahweh, and let all flesh bless his holy name ever, ever. But we will bless the Yahweh from this time forth and forevermore. Hallelujah.
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 Bahashim.
Hashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Mashiach.
Hamashiach.
Amen.
Amen.
It's the first three prayers of the Father, Abawah,
Abawah,
Barak,
Barak,
Atah,
Atah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Allahayinawa,
Allahayinawa,
Allahayah,
Allahayah,
Afanawa, Allahayah,
Allahayah,
Abraham,
Abraham,
Allahayah,
Allahayah,
Taskak,
Tasikah,
Allahayah,
Allahayah,
Allah,
Allah,
Shaya,
Shaya,
Allah,
Allah,
Ayun,
Ayun,
Gabon,
Gabon,
Kasariyah,
Kasarayim,
Barak,
Barak,
Atah,
Atah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Mugan,
Mugan,
Abraham,
Abraham,
Gabon,
Gabor,
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Gabor,
Haulam,
Alam,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Makaya,
Makaya,
Ayum,
Ayam,
Yah,
Makaya,
Alama,
Tawakam,
Ka,
Makat,
Allah,
Allah,
Awalam,
Alam,
Yah,
Yah,
Makaya,
Makaya,
Barak,
Barak,
Ta,
Atak,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Makaya,
Makaya,
Ayum,
Ayam,
Porsha,
Porsha,
Shem Yahweh,
Shemihaw,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ta,
Atak,
Yah,
Shadawash,
Washuka,
Washukah,
Wash,
Shadawash,
Walker the Washing,
Water to Washing,
Oh,
Oh,
Yawon,
Yukon,
Allah,
Allah,
Barak,
Barak,
Mata,
Atak,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Allah,
Allah,
Akadabah,
Hakadawash,
you,
you,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
our Father,
our Father,
our Abraham,
our Abraham,
our Isaac,
our Isaac,
our Jacob,
our Jacob,
Almighty Power,
Almighty Power,
High Power,
Most Power,
so mercy,
who shows mercy,
to you,
blessed you,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
should of Abraham,
should of Abraham,
you are mighty Yahweh,
you are mighty Yahweh,
forever,
forever,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
who receives the dead,
who receives the dead,
who is compared with you,
who is compared unto you,
King of eternity,
King of eternity,
cause death,
who caused death,
life,
life,
bless you,
blessed are you,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
who gives life,
who gives life,
to the dead, you are holy
you
Yahweh,
are holy, Yahweh,
and one day,
every day,
praise you,
praise you, forever,
you,
blessed are you,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
hallelujah.
Barak,
Hashem,
Hashem,
Shad,
Yahushua,
Mashiach,
Mashiach, Amen. A psalm for the Shabbat day. Again, psalm for the Shabbat day. It is a good thing to give thanks unto Yahweh to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to shew forth thy loving kindness in the morning, and thy faithfulness every night, upon an instrument of 10 strings, upon the psaltery, upon the harp with a solemn sound. But thou, Yahweh, hast made me glad through thy work. I triumph in the works of thy hand, Yahweh. How great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doeth a fool understand it. When the wicked spring as the grass, when all the workers of iniquity flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. Thou, Yahweh, are most high forevermore. Below, enemy. Yahweh, below, thy enemy shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of a unicorn. I shall be I shall be anointed with fresh oil. I also shall see my desire on my enemies, and my ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that riseth against me. The righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of Yahweh shall flourish in the course of our Alahai. They shall still bring forth fruit of old age. They shall be fat and flourishing. To show that Yahweh is upright, he is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness in him. Hallelujah.
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 Hashem.
Hashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Yahushua. This is the Ayanawa. It is our duty to praise the Master of all, to ascribe greatness to the author of creation, who has not made us like the nations of the lands, nor placed us like the families of the earth, who has not made our portion like theirs, nor our destiny like all their multitude. For they worship vanity and emptiness, and pray to a God who cannot save. But we bow in worship and thank the Supreme King of Kings, the Holy One. Blessed be he who extends the heaven, establishes the earth, whose throne of glory is in the heavens above, power's presence, the highest of heights. He is our God, there is no other. Truly, he is our King. I know. As is written in the Torah, you shall know, take to heart this day, that the Yahweh is our Elohim, heavens above and on earth below. There is no other. Hallelujah.
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 Hashem.
Hashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Hamashiach. Amen. Shema Yahshua Yahweh Yahweh Hashem. Shema Yahshua Yahweh Yahweh Hashem. Shema Yahshua Yahweh Yahweh Hashem. Shema Yahshua Yahweh 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 Hashem.
Six commandments: love thy neighbor, love Yahweh, Yah,
Anya
Yahweh,
Yahweh
Amahayeka,
Mahayaka
Ashura,
Ashura
Wakazah,
Wakazah
Akika,
Akika
Rakazah,
Wakazah
Rakazayim,
Wakazah
Rakazayim,
Wakazah
Ra'ah,
Wakazah
Ayuk, Ka, Alayuk, Karim,
Akari
Akuya,
La'a
Naisha,
Daisha
Kam,
Akaka
Sol,
Sol
Wama'a,
La'a
Naidum,
La'a
Kurka,
Kurka
Hashem,
Hashem
Yahweh,
Yahweh
Bashawa,
Ashwa
Shakar,
Kor
Shakar,
Kor
Rayawam,
Ayawam
Ashabah,
Ashaba
Lakadashwa,
Lakadasu
Kabad,
Kabad
Abakan,
Abaka
Wa,
Wa
La'a,
La'a
Rakazah,
Ramajah
La'a,
La'a
La'a,
La'a
La'a,
La'a
La'a,
La'a
La'a, La'a,
La'a
Shakor,
Kor
La'a,
La'a
La'a, Kol,
Kor
Asherah,
Ashura La'a
First greatest commandments. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh our God, Yahweh is one. And thou shalt love Yahweh thy God with all thine heart, with all thy soul, and with thy might. Second greatest commandments. Ra'aika la'ata poma la'ata tar ath. Banya anka wa'abada. Ra'aika kama waka'anya Yahweh. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of all people. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, like Yahweh. So Kawan Hashah, oil of the woman. Now Yahushua was a to house the son of the leper. There came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head and sat at meat. But when the disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for 20 pence, 1 year's wages, and given to the poor. Yahushua understood it. He said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman hath done be told before of her. Hallelujah.
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 Hashem,
Hashem,
Yahushua,
Yahushua,
Mashiach.
Mashiach. Hey, man, can two of y'all get that table? Hey, the water for hanging with us, for staying with us, for praying with us, being here with us in spirit. Oh, yeah, you go there, yeah. You know, and just for hanging in here, man, on the Sabbath service with us. And when y'all hear this, like, share, and subscribe, and comment, and share this video, man. All right. And with that, we give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God Yahweh. And we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who the world been called Jesus Christ. Shemai, Yasharala Yahweh, Allah Hayanahu Yahweh Khud. Hear Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Shalom.